Ladies and gentlemen, there is a time for everything under the heavens, a time to be molded, a time to wait, and a time to be joined. Love is not an accident, nor is it a mere whim of the heart. It is a divine arrangement, set in motion before we even take our first breath. And yet many walk the path of life, unaware of the quiet ways in which the Almighty aligns hearts and souls. Let us open our eyes to the unseen, for there are 3 ways in which you may be led to your soulmate without realizing it. A connection in spirit often precedes recognition in the flesh. 2 hearts may be aligned long before love is acknowledged. You may find yourself drawn to a person's presence, their words resonating with your soul, their kindness stirring something deep within you. And yet love may not be named in that moment, but in due time the veil is lifted and that which was once unseen becomes clear. Do not be anxious in seeking love, for what is ordained cannot be lost. Wait with faith, grow in wisdom, and trust that when the time is right, that which was once unknown shall be made known. Before a house is built, the foundation must be laid, and before a vessel is used, it must be tested by fire. In the same way, before love is given, one must be prepared to receive it. Many desire the beauty of a flourishing relationship, yet few recognize the season of refinement that must precede it. This is a season appointed by the Almighty, where the heart is molded, the mind is renewed, and the spirit is strengthened, so that when love arrives, it finds a soul that is ready, not just willing. Too often, people seek companionship before they have become whole in themselves. They rush toward love without understanding that it is not love that completes a person, but rather a heart made whole in faith and wisdom that is able to sustain love. A broken vessel cannot hold water, and an unprepared soul cannot nurture what it has not yet been trained to sustain. The season of refinement is not a withholding of love, but rather a divine act of mercy, a time in which one is shaped, corrected, and strengthened so that love, when it comes, does not become a burden, but a blessing. Consider the one who sows a field. Before the seed is planted, the soil must be tilled, the stones removed, the land prepared. If one were to scatter seed without this preparation, the harvest would be weak and the labor would be in vain. So it is with love. Many seek the fruit without first tending to the soil of their own soul. They long for a union, but they have yet to be shaped into the person who can cherish, honor, and protect such a sacred bond. The season of refinement is not a punishment, but a process, a work of grace that transforms a person into one who can carry the weight of true, enduring love. This season is often marked by solitude, by trials, by lessons that at first seem harsh, but are in truth the hands of the divine sculpting and refining. It is a time when weaknesses are revealed not to shame, but to strengthen. The impatient heart learns endurance. The fearful heart learns trust. And the self-seeking heart learns selflessness. It is in this time that wounds of the past are healed, that brokenness is mended, and that one is made ready, not just to receive love, but to give it in the way it was always meant to be given, with purity, with commitment, and with understanding. Many resist this season, believing that love delayed is love denied. But the wise know that what is delayed by the hand of the Almighty is not taken away, but perfected. There is no fruit that ripens before its time, and there is no love that flourishes without preparation. One must learn to trust that waiting is not a curse, but a blessing. For in waiting, character is built, patience is developed, and wisdom is gained. In this time of refinement, one may not see the greater purpose immediately. It may feel like wandering in the wilderness, like longing with no fulfillment. Yet, just as the potter does not rush his work, so too does the divine not rush the shaping of a soul. Every lesson learned, every hardship endured, every moment of loneliness is not in vain, but is working toward a greater purpose. For when the time comes when love is revealed, it will not be a love built on fleeting passion, but a love rooted in strength, wisdom, and divine purpose. Let none despise this season. Let none grow weary in waiting. For what is being prepared in the quiet, in the unseen places of the heart, will one day be revealed in full glory. Love is not just about finding the right person. It is also about becoming the right person. And when the heart is ready, when the soul has been refined, that which was ordained will come forth, not as a passing shadow, but as an everlasting light. Have you ever found yourself in a place you never planned to be, only to realize later that it was exactly where you needed to be? Have you ever encountered someone who seemed like a stranger at first, but as time passed, their presence in your life became undeniably significant? There are no coincidences in the hands of the Almighty. Every step is guided, every meeting is purposed, and every connection is divinely orchestrated, even when it is not yet recognized. The paths of two souls destined for one another do not always meet in a way that is immediately obvious. Sometimes they pass each other like ships in the night, unaware of the bond that has already been written for them. Other times they meet under circumstances that seem ordinary, not realizing that what appears to be a chance encounter is actually a step in a greater design. The Almighty is a masterful weaver, intertwining lives through places, seasons, and even struggles that lead two hearts to the place where they are meant to unite. Consider how the river does not force its course, but flows according to the land carved out for it. So it is with the journey toward love. A person may not always see the hand of the divine at work, but that does not mean it is not moving. Perhaps two people live in different cities, leading separate lives, each growing, learning, and walking their own paths. Yet, through an unexpected opportunity, a new job, a move, or even the guidance of a friend, their paths cross in a way that neither could have predicted. What seemed like an ordinary decision, a simple turn of events, was in fact the unfolding of something far greater than they could comprehend. Even in times of delay or uncertainty, one must remember that timing is never wrong when it is divinely appointed. There are moments when one may feel lost, wondering if they are in the right place or questioning whether they have missed their blessing. But the truth is this: what is meant to be will always find its way, and the one who directs all things does not allow his plans to fail. When two souls are meant to meet, no force on earth can keep them apart. Not time, not distance, not even unawareness. There are many who search tirelessly, believing they must strive to find love on their own. But what if love is already being prepared for them? What if, instead of seeking with anxious hands, one simply walked in faith, knowing that their steps are already ordered? The farmer does not worry whether the sun will rise for his crops, nor does the bird wonder if it will find food for the day. They trust in what has been set before them. So too should the heart trust that the path it walks is not random, but divinely led. Sometimes love does not come with grand signs or immediate recognition. Two people may first meet as acquaintances, colleagues, or even friends, unaware of what the future holds. The bond may grow slowly, quietly, until one day clarity dawns and they see what was always there. It is not always love at first sight, for true love is often revealed in its own time. There is wisdom in this, for love that is built gradually, with understanding and patience, stands far stronger than love that rushes ahead without foundation. The orchestration of two lives is not a simple thing. It is a masterpiece in progress. The places one visits, the choices one makes, the hardships one endures, all of it is working together in ways unseen. Trust in this process. Walk with confidence, knowing that every step, whether great or small, is leading toward what is already written. And when the time comes, when the moment arrives, one will look back and see that the journey was never random. It was always guided, always purpose, always leading to something beautiful. There are moments in life when a person encounters another soul and feels a connection that defies logic. It is not always immediate attraction, nor is it always love in the way the world defines it. Sometimes it is a quiet familiarity, an ease in conversation, or a deep sense of peace in their presence. Long before love is spoken, before feelings are understood, there is a bond forming in the unseen, a connection of spirit before the eyes ever fully recognize what stands before them. The Almighty often brings people together in ways that cannot be fully understood at first. Two individuals may find themselves drawn to each other's presence, not by force or desire, but by something deeper, something that surpasses mere attraction. There may be a resonance between their words, a mutual understanding in their struggles, or a sense of belonging that has no explanation. This is because the heart can recognize what the mind has not yet grasped. Love is not always revealed through grand gestures or dramatic moments. Sometimes it is planted quietly, growing beneath the surface until the appointed time. Consider how a tree does not bear fruit overnight. It begins as a seed, hidden beneath the soil, taking root long before it ever stretches toward the sky. In the same way, a connection between two souls may begin in a place unseen, nurtured by time, by patience, and by divine purpose. There are those who may meet and think little of it, believing their relationship to be one of mere acquaintance or friendship. Yet, as the seasons pass, they find their hearts drawn toward one another in ways they never expected. This is the work of the divine, revealing love in its proper time. The world teaches that love must be immediate, passionate, and consuming from the start. But true love, the kind that is built to last, often takes a different path. It is first rooted in something beyond the physical, a mutual respect, a shared purpose, a companionship that grows without force. When two people are aligned in spirit, their connection is not based solely on appearance or fleeting emotions, but on something that endures. Many seek love with their eyes, searching for a feeling that is instant and undeniable. But what if love is not always meant to be seen before it is known? What if it begins as a stirring in the heart, a sense of peace, a feeling of home that is not yet understood? There are times when the Almighty places someone in a person's life long before they realize the significance of that relationship. It may be a friend, a trusted companion, or even someone they once overlooked. But in due time, their eyes are opened and they see what was there all along. This is why one must not rush, nor should they dismiss the connections placed before them. A person may be expecting love to come in a certain way, looking for signs and wonders, while the answer has been near them all along. The greatest love stories are not always the ones that begin with fireworks and passion, but the ones that grow from something deeper, understanding, trust, and a connection that was ordained long before it was recognized. When two souls are meant to be together, their paths will align, and their bond will be revealed in its perfect time. There is no need to force what is already destined, nor to chase after what is being prepared. The heart will know when it is ready, and the eyes will see what was always present. What is meant to be will not pass by, and what has been woven by the divine cannot be undone. In this there is peace, for love is not merely found, it is revealed. Life is not without its trials, and love is no exception. Many believe that finding one's soulmate should be effortless, that love should come without struggle or hardship. But love, like all things of great value, is often preceded by seasons of challenge and refinement. The path to meeting the one ordained for you is not always smooth, and at times it may feel as though obstacles are placed in your way rather than signs of confirmation. Yet what many do not realize is that these very trials are often the bridge leading to their destined union. The Almighty does not bring two souls together without first ensuring that they are prepared to walk the journey of love with wisdom, patience, and strength. Before gold is purified, it must pass through fire. Before a tree bears fruit, it must endure storms and changing seasons. So it is with love. The trials that one faces in life are not meant to break them, but to mold them into the person who can love and be loved in the way they were created to. These hardships shape character, teach endurance, and reveal the depth of one's faith. Many who are on the path toward their soulmate will experience relationships that test their hearts, friendships that challenge their patience, and seasons of loneliness that make them question whether love will ever come. It is easy to despair in these moments, to believe that suffering is a sign that love is far away. But in truth, these trials serve a purpose greater than what the human heart can understand. Each disappointment refines, each heartbreak teaches, and each delay is an opportunity to grow. One of the greatest misunderstandings about love is that it should be free of struggle. But consider the most enduring bonds. Are they not forged through shared trials, through moments of difficulty that reveal the strength of commitment? A love that has never been tested cannot truly be called strong. It is in overcoming hardship together that two people build a foundation unshaken by time or circumstance. And before that love can be revealed, both individuals must be prepared through the trials they face on their own. There are those who in the midst of suffering meet the very person they are destined to walk with. They may cross paths in a season of personal hardship, never realizing that their struggles are what will draw them together. A loss, a failure, or a challenge may be the very thing that aligns their journeys, bringing them to a place where their hearts are open and their spirits are ready. If one had not endured their trials, they may never have been in the right place at the right time to recognize the one meant for them. Others may meet their soulmate and find that their relationship is tested early on. They may face obstacles that seem insurmountable: distance, opposition, misunderstandings, or even personal fears. Yet if love is to last, it must prove itself resilient. It must stand firm against the winds of doubt and trial. Many give up too soon, believing that difficulty is a sign to walk away. But often it is in pressing through these trials that love is strengthened and revealed in its truest form. For those who find themselves weary, wondering why love seems just out of reach, take heart. The trials you face are not a sign of failure, but of preparation. The road may be long, but every step has purpose. Each struggle is not an obstacle to love, but a refining fire that ensures that when love comes, it is not built on fleeting emotion, but on faith, endurance, and a heart that has been made ready. What is meant to be will come, not in ease, but in strength, and when it arrives, you will understand that every hardship was leading you to something far greater than you could have imagined. Love is not merely an emotion or a fleeting feeling. It is a divine orchestration, carefully woven into the fabric of one's journey. It does not always appear in the way one expects, nor does it always come in the time one desires. But when love is truly ordained, it is revealed in its perfect season. The path to one's soulmate is not always straightforward. It is paved with refinement, with divine orchestration, with connections that begin in the unseen, and with trials that shape the heart to be ready for love. One may not always recognize the work being done, but the Almighty wastes nothing. Every lesson, every delay, every hardship serves a greater purpose. What is meant to be will not be lost, and what has been divinely written cannot be erased. Let patience take its perfect work. Let faith replace fear, and let trust take the place of striving. The one who walks in obedience, who allows themselves to be shaped by wisdom, who embraces the journey rather than resisting it, will find that love is not something to chase. It is something to receive when the time is right. For love is not just about meeting another person. It is about becoming the person who is ready to embrace it. And when that moment comes, when two souls recognize what has been written for them all along, they will see that love was never delayed, never lost, but always right on time.